What if the world you see around you, the life you're living, isn't what it seems? What if it's all a meticulously crafted illusion, a pre-programmed reality designed to keep you from awakening to a far greater truth? Have you ever felt a nagging sense of déjà vu, as if you're living the same day, the same year, the same life over and over again? The stakes are higher than you might imagine, because what if this repeating cycle is about to reach a critical breaking point? We're going to explore the concept of an ancient time loop, a recurring cycle of events, energies, and experiences that has held humanity in its grasp for millennia. This isn't just a theory. It's a lens through which we can understand the seemingly chaotic events unfolding around us. Think of it less as a literal, physical loop, and more as a repeating pattern etched into the very fabric of our society, our belief systems, and our collective consciousness. It's the endless replay of history's greatest hits and deepest tragedies, all condensed into a single, inescapable moment. And according to various researchers and thinkers, this loop may be reaching its culmination point in February 2025. Now, let's be clear. This isn't about predicting an apocalyptic event. Instead, we will explore what this date represents symbolically, the potential for a massive paradigm shift. To truly grasp the significance of February 2025, we need to understand that time, as we perceive it, may not be linear. The notion of time as a straight line, stretching endlessly from past to future, is a relatively recent construct. Ancient civilizations, from the Mayans with their intricate cyclical calendars to the Egyptians with their myths of recurring cosmic events, understood time as a series of repeating cycles, each offering opportunities for growth, renewal, and transformation. Even philosophers like Nietzsche grappled with the idea of eternal recurrence, suggesting that we are condemned or perhaps blessed to relive our lives infinitely. The key is understanding these cycles to unlock the secrets of the present and consciously shape the future. The potential shift occurring in February 2025 carries immense significance, representing an unparalleled opportunity to break free from these limiting patterns, transcend outdated paradigms, and collectively create a more positive and sustainable future. Look around at the world today. Environmental crises, pervasive social unrest, and looming economic instability. These aren't isolated incidents. They're symptoms of a deeper malaise, consequences of remaining trapped within the current time loop. The time loop impacts every aspect of our lives, shaping our personal relationships, influencing our career choices, and ultimately affecting our overall well-being. This shift isn't just about individual transformation. It's about the potential evolution of humanity as a whole, a leap in consciousness that could alter the course of history. Understanding the nature of this time loop and the unseen forces potentially influencing it is crucial. Knowledge, as they say, is power, and by becoming aware of these recurring patterns, we can empower ourselves to make more conscious choices and actively participate in creating our own reality. What if there's suppressed knowledge, hidden agendas at play, forces operating behind the scenes to keep us locked in this cycle? What if we could unlock that knowledge? The core themes we'll be exploring are awakening to the true nature of reality, undergoing profound transformation by shedding limiting beliefs and destructive patterns, and ultimately empowering ourselves to collectively build a brighter tomorrow. The end of the time loop isn't an ending at all. It's a potential catalyst for these themes to finally emerge, propelling us into a new era of awareness and conscious creation. Throughout history, we see patterns repeating themselves, the cyclical rise and fall of empires, recurring periods of conflict and peace, and even the familiar boom and bust cycles of economic systems. Consider the Roman Empire, its ascent marked by unprecedented expansion and prosperity, followed by a gradual decline into corruption, internal strife, and eventual collapse. Or think of the cyclical nature of artistic movements, each rebelling against the previous one, only to be replaced by something new. These aren't just random occurrences. They're echoes of deeper patterns embedded in the human experience. Myths, too, offer profound insights into this cyclical nature. The archetype of the phoenix, rising from the ashes of destruction, is a powerful symbol of renewal and rebirth. The hero's journey, a narrative pattern found in countless stories across cultures, depicts a cycle of departure, initiation, and return, representing personal transformation and growth. But these cyclical patterns aren't just confined to history and mythology. They manifest in our individual lives as well. Perhaps you find yourself repeating the same relationship dynamics, drawn to partners who exhibit similar traits despite past disappointments. Or maybe you encounter recurring challenges in your career, hitting the same roadblocks and facing the same frustrations time and again. Even our health can be subject to cyclical patterns, with recurring illnesses or periods of vitality and decline. Recognizing these patterns is the first crucial step towards breaking free from them, towards rewriting your personal narrative. Consider that we exist within a collective consciousness, a shared pool of beliefs, ideas, and moral attitudes that acts as a unifying force within society. This collective consciousness can be both a source of strength and a potential trap, perpetuating limiting beliefs and outdated paradigms. And what if the control we think we have is largely an illusion? External systems often manipulate narratives, subtly limiting our autonomy. Think about media bias, political propaganda, and economic manipulation. These are all tools used to shape our perceptions and keep us compliant. Yet, beneath the layers of societal conditioning lies our true self, our inherent potential waiting to be unleashed. As we delve deeper into this exploration, countless questions begin to arise. Who or what created this time loop in the first place? What is its ultimate purpose? Are we truly trapped within it, or is there a way to break free? What will actually happen in February 2025? What if hidden forces are manipulating the time loop for their own inscrutable purposes? We'll explore these questions, searching for answers in ancient texts, forgotten histories, and cutting scientific theories. Get ready to challenge your deepest assumptions, question everything you think you know, and embrace the journey of self-discovery. We've touched on the repeating patterns in history, glimpsed the echoes of ancient myths, and perhaps even recognized the cycles playing out in your own life. Remember, it's all interwoven. Our collective consciousness, the illusion of control we so desperately cling to, and the untapped power of your true self. Now, let's go deeper and see how these cycles truly operate and what they reveal. Consider the grand sweep of empires, those seemingly invincible forces that have shaped the course of history. Take the Roman Empire, for instance. Its rise was fueled by unparalleled military might, innovative engineering, and a sophisticated legal system. Prosperity flowed, culture flourished, and its influence stretched across continents. Yet, beneath the veneer of success lay the seeds of its own destruction. Rampant political corruption, a widening gap between the rich and poor, and a reliance on endless expansion that ultimately stretched its resources too thin. Or look at the British Empire, which rose to prominence through naval power and industrial might, controlling vast territories and resources across the globe. But internal strife, the rise of nationalism in its colonies, and the economic burden of 2 world wars eventually led to its decline. Are we not witnessing echoes of these patterns in the world today? The concentration of wealth, the erosion of democratic institutions, the unsustainable consumption of resources, are these not warning signs that we are once again on a collision course with our own limitations? Across cultures and spanning millennia, the myth of the Great Flood resurfaces as a potent symbol of societal purification and renewal. From Noah's Ark in the Judeo-Christian tradition to the Epic of Gilgamesh in ancient Mesopotamia, these stories speak of a cataclysmic event that wipes the slate clean, offering humanity a chance to rebuild and begin anew. But what if these myths are not just ancient tales, but allegorical warnings about the consequences of our actions? Today, we face an environmental crisis of unprecedented scale. Climate change, deforestation, pollution. Are these not the harbingers of a potential flood of our own making, a consequence of our unsustainable practices and our disconnection from the natural world? This isn't a call to despair, but a call to action. A recognition that we have the power to avert the cataclysm and create a more sustainable and harmonious future, if only we choose to act collectively. Now, let's bring this closer to home. What recurring patterns do you see playing out in your own life? Are you drawn to similar types of romantic partners, despite knowing they may not be good for you? Do you find yourself stuck in the same dead-end job, feeling unfulfilled and unappreciated? Or perhaps you struggle with persistent financial difficulties, despite your best efforts to save and invest. These aren't random occurrences. They're manifestations of deeper, underlying patterns, limiting beliefs, and unresolved emotions that keep you trapped in a cycle of repetition. Take a moment to reflect. What stories do you keep telling yourself about who you are, what you're capable of, and what you deserve? Are these stories empowering you, or are they holding you back? To break free, you must first identify these patterns and then challenge the beliefs that perpetuate them. Cognitive reframing, the practice of consciously changing your perspective on a situation, can be a powerful tool. So too can emotional release techniques, such as journaling or mindful breathing, which allow you to process and release pent-up emotions that may be fueling these cycles. And of course, behavioral changes are essential. Taking concrete steps to alter your actions and create new habits that align with your desired outcome. Our collective consciousness, that invisible web of shared beliefs and intentions, exerts a powerful influence on the world around us. Consider the placebo effect, where a sugar pill can alleviate symptoms simply because the patient believes it will. Or think of the power of mass movements, where collective action can topple dictatorships and bring about sweeping social change. If our shared beliefs can have such a tangible impact, imagine the potential for positive transformation if we consciously cultivate empowering thoughts and intentions. Start by visualizing the future you want to create, a world of peace, prosperity, and sustainability. Focus on these positive visions and let them permeate your thoughts and emotions. Engage in acts of kindness and compassion, contributing to the collective field of positivity. But what if the control we think we have is an illusion? What if unseen forces are manipulating our perceptions and limiting our choices? Governments, corporations, and the media all employ sophisticated tactics to shape our beliefs and maintain their power. Think about the way news stories are framed to elicit fear or anger, the way advertising preys on our insecurities to sell us products we don't need, or the way political propaganda distorts the truth to sway public opinion. To reclaim your autonomy, you must cultivate critical thinking skills, question everything, seek out diverse sources of information, and be wary of any narrative that seems too good to be true. Make conscious choices that align with your values and resist the pressure to conform to societal expectations. Deep within each of us lies the true self, a wellspring of untapped potential and boundless creativity. Yet, this inner light is often obscured by layers of societal conditioning, limiting beliefs, and self-doubt. Take a moment now to close your eyes, breathe deeply, and connect with that inner source of wisdom and guidance. Imagine yourself surrounded by a radiant light, feeling a sense of peace, love, and acceptance. What unique gifts and talents do you possess? What contribution are you meant to make to the world? Embrace self-love, self-compassion, and self-acceptance. You are worthy of love, happiness, and fulfillment simply because you exist. But what if this time loop isn't just a natural phenomenon? What if it's being deliberately manipulated by external forces, entities with their own hidden agendas? It's a theory and must be approached as such. But perhaps these forces are suppressing knowledge, controlling narratives, and creating division among us to maintain their power. Consider the possibility that suppressed knowledge is out there, ancient technologies, secret societies, and government conspiracies, all potentially working to keep people in the dark. I urge you to explore, but keep a balanced perspective. What are the consequences of remaining asleep, of continuing to perpetuate the limiting patterns of the time loop? Increased social unrest, environmental collapse, technological control, these are not just abstract threats. They are real possibilities if we fail to awaken and take action. The stakes are high, and the time to act is now. So how do we prepare for this potential shift? How do we navigate the uncertainty and chaos that may lie ahead? The answer lies in cultivating mindfulness and presence. Anchoring ourselves in the present moment, rather than getting swept away by fear and anxiety. Practice meditation, even just for a few minutes each day, focusing on your breath and quieting your mind. Engage in mindful awareness of your thoughts and emotions, observing them without judgment. Resilience and emotional regulation are also crucial skills for navigating the shift. Learn to reframe negative thoughts, challenge limiting beliefs, and practice self-compassion. Develop emotional release techniques, such as journaling or exercise, to process and release pent-up emotions. Build your inner strength, knowing that you have the capacity to overcome any challenge. And finally, take action. Participate in creating a conscious future by supporting sustainable businesses, engaging in social activism, promoting conscious communication, and cultivating acts of kindness. Remember, collective action is essential for shaping a more positive world. In the next section, we'll delve even deeper, revealing more about the specific steps you can take to transcend the time loop and create a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Prepare yourself for a journey that promises increased awareness, deeper connection, and the ability to manifest a more positive reality, because the most powerful transformation is waiting just ahead. So, why all the focus on February 2025? It's not about setting a date for the apocalypse, but recognizing a convergence point, a time of intensified energies ripe for significant shifts. Various sources, from ancient prophecies to modern-day channelers, point to this period as a critical juncture. Think of it as a cosmic pressure cooker, where simmering tensions and unresolved issues reach a boiling point, demanding resolution. Even within the scientific community, there are discussions about the convergence of technological advancements, environmental tipping points, and social upheavals, all potentially culminating around this timeframe. Astrologically, February 2025 sees a rare alignment of planets that some interpret as symbolic of a major societal transformation, a time of upheaval and rebirth, much like the transition from one astrological age to another. It's a period to watch, not with fear, but with heightened awareness and a commitment to positive action. Similarly, several long calendars converge around this time, suggesting completion and new beginnings. Whether these are Mayan, Hindu, or other indigenous calendars, they are based on cycles, and many point to this era as one of great change. Looking around the world, we see cracks appearing in the very foundations of our societal structures. Economic instability is rampant, with rising inflation, increasing debt, and a growing divide between the haves and have-nots. Consider the data. Wealth inequality has reached levels not seen since the Gilded Age, with the richest 1% controlling a disproportionate share of global assets. Environmental degradation is accelerating, with climate change causing extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and mass extinctions. Trust in institutions is plummeting, as evidenced by declining voter turnout, widespread cynicism towards politicians, and growing distrust of mainstream media. A 2023 Gallup poll found that only 34% of Americans have a great deal, or quite a lot, of confidence in the media, a historic low. Global tensions are escalating, with ongoing conflicts and proxy wars fueled by resource scarcity and geopolitical rivalries. All of these stress points are interconnected, forming a complex web of challenges that threaten the stability of the current system, demanding us to question and look deeper. What all of this points to is the potential bifurcation of timelines. The idea that humanity stands at a crossroads, with two distinct paths diverging before us. One path leads towards a more positive future, characterized by sustainability, conscious governance, and technological advancements that serve humanity. Imagine a world powered by clean energy, where resources are shared equitably, and where technology is used to enhance human connection and creativity, not to control and manipulate. The other path leads towards a more negative future, marked by environmental collapse, totalitarian control, and resource wars. Picture a world ravaged by climate disasters, where governments impose draconian measures to maintain order, and where technology is used to track and control every aspect of our lives. We see examples of both of these in our world today. This bifurcation is not a predetermined fate, but a reflection of the choices we make, collectively and individually. Every decision we make, every action we take, steers us closer to one path or the other. In line with the many worlds' interpretation, the moment a decision is made, two realities spring from that singular point. Now, let's shift our focus to see how these macro-level patterns are reflected in our individual lives. The Hermetic principle of as above, so below suggests that the same cyclical patterns play out on different scales. The rise and fall of empires mirrors the rise and fall of individual careers or relationships. Think about it. A promising career starts with enthusiasm and hard work, leading to success and recognition. But then, complacency sets in, innovation stagnates, and the career plateaus or declines. Similarly, a passionate relationship begins with intense connection and intimacy. But over time, communication breaks down, resentment builds, and the relationship eventually crumbles. We are all just smaller versions of the universe. This fractal nature of reality means that by understanding the patterns in our own lives, we can gain insights into the larger forces shaping the world around us, and by working on improving our own lives, we improve the world. Fractal geometry shows up in nature through trees, rivers, and coastlines. This shows how the microcosm shows up in the macrocosm. Conspiracy theories, while often dismissed as fringe beliefs, also reveal recurring themes and narratives that point to deeper patterns of control, manipulation, and hidden knowledge. From secret societies pulling the strings from behind the scenes to government cover-ups of alien encounters, these theories often depict a world where powerful forces are working to deceive and control the masses. While it's crucial to approach these theories with a critical eye, acknowledging their potential for misinformation and paranoia, it's also important to recognize the underlying patterns they reveal. Many include a puppet master figure, the hidden hand in play, or allude to someone in the shadows. Often, it is an attempt to find a pattern of control, which on the one hand can spiral into paranoid delusion, while on the other can shine a light on areas that need uncovering and truth-seeking. Many conspiracy theories use previous historical events to overlay them onto current events, sometimes incorrectly, other times eerily accurate. Our personal cycles are not isolated events, but reflections of larger societal cycles. Individual experiences of burnout and disillusionment can reflect larger societal crises of meaning and purpose. The feeling of being trapped in a dead-end job, the struggle to make ends meet, the sense of alienation and disconnection, these are not just personal struggles, but symptoms of a larger societal malaise. Think about the rising rates of anxiety and depression, particularly among young people. This is a sign that something is deeply amiss in our culture, a reflection of the pressures and expectations that are placed upon individuals in a society that often prioritizes profit over well-being. Similarly, individual decisions around sustainability can impact the larger global climate. Choosing to reduce your carbon footprint, supporting ethical businesses, and advocating for environmental protection are all ways to contribute to a more sustainable future. Your personal journey is integral to the evolution of humanity. But who are the architects of this time loop? Who are the entities and institutions that may be manipulating narratives, suppressing knowledge, and maintaining power structures? While it's impossible to pinpoint a single monolithic force, we can identify several key players: shadow governments, multinational corporations, and mainstream media. These entities often operate behind the scenes, wielding immense influence over political decisions, economic policies, and cultural trends. They can also be seen as functions. Shadow governments aren't necessarily shadowy figures, but may just be functions of government not available to the public. These architects use a variety of control mechanisms to maintain their power. The financial system, with its debt-based economy and central banking, can be used to create cycles of dependence and inequality. The education system, with its emphasis on rote memorization and standardized testing, can stifle critical thinking and creativity. Technology, with its potential for surveillance and social engineering, can be used to track and control every aspect of our lives. The algorithms on social media create filter bubbles and echo chambers, reinforcing existing beliefs and limiting exposure to diverse perspectives. The way the education system prioritizes rote memorization over critical thinking, creating compliant citizens rather than independent thinkers, shows how the system has been engineered. And what strategies do these forces employ to maintain control? Divide and conquer tactics, creating social divisions based on race, religion, or political affiliation, are a common tool. By pitting groups against each other, those in power can distract from their own agendas and maintain their dominance. Fear-based control, using fear of terrorism, disease, or economic collapse to justify restrictions on freedom and increased surveillance, is another effective strategy. Political rhetoric uses divisive language and stereotypes to create us versus them mentalities. Media outlets amplify fear-inducing stories to increase viewership and influence public opinion, keeping many in a state of constant anxiety and easier to control. To break free from this illusion of control, we must begin by reclaiming our authentic selves. This means recognizing and dismantling the societal programming that has obscured our true self, challenging limiting beliefs, releasing emotional wounds, and reconnecting with our authentic values and purpose. What are your core values? Are you living a life aligned with those values? Overcoming the fear of judgment and expressing your true self authentically is a key step in breaking free from the time loop. Identify your core values and assess whether your current life is aligned with those values. What would you do if you had no fear? Cultivating intuition and listening to your inner guidance is another essential step. Your intuition is a powerful source of wisdom and direction, providing insights and guidance that can't be found through rational analysis alone. Distinguish between intuitive insights and ego-based fears or desires. Practice listening to your intuition and being guided to a better path. Meditate, journal, and spend time in nature to connect with your inner voice. And finally, unleash your potential by discovering your unique gifts and talents. Each of us has something special to offer the world, a unique set of skills and abilities that can be used to make a positive impact. Identify your strengths and talents, seek feedback from trusted sources, and experiment with new activities. Use your unique talents to make a positive impact, and you will find more fulfillment. Ultimately, breaking the time loop comes down to a combination of mindfulness, critical thinking, and collective action. Cultivating awareness of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors can disrupt the automatic patterns that keep you trapped in the cycle. Critical thinking and discernment are essential for navigating the complex information landscape and avoiding manipulation. And collective action and conscious community are vital for creating a more positive future. Practicing mindfulness in everyday activities, such as eating, walking, or conversations, is a good way to start. Also, working on your shadow self will allow you to break free from the inner saboteur. And so, what are the rewards? What are the potential benefits of breaking free from the time loop? Increased awareness and understanding, a deeper understanding of the self, and a greater sense of connection to others, being released from a fog that blinds you to the inner world. But there's also greater freedom and autonomy, coming from reclaiming control of your mind and your life. This provides the ability to make conscious choices, create your own reality, and live a life of purpose. Choosing to think freely, you can open your life up to a whole new world of possibilities. Above all else, it offers the potential for manifesting a more positive future by aligning individual and collective consciousness with a higher vision. By cultivating positive beliefs, intentions, and actions, we can create a more just, sustainable, and harmonious world. Remember that the butterfly effect and how small acts can make big changes in the world. What you do matters, and by understanding that your actions are linked with everyone and everything else, you can make a change. As you begin to break the cycles in your life, you may notice the outside world becoming more intense, more chaotic. How do we navigate these turbulent times, not just to survive, but to thrive? How do we find our footing when the ground beneath us seems to be constantly shifting? The key lies in acceptance and non-resistance. Understand that resisting change only amplifies suffering. Think of a river. If you try to dam it, the water will only build up pressure until it eventually overflows or finds another way around. Similarly, resisting the natural flow of change in your life and in the world creates inner turmoil and stress. Instead, embrace the present moment, acknowledging what is without judgment. See the chaos not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth and transformation. Consider the wisdom of Wu Wei from Taoism, which means effortless action. It's not about passivity, but about aligning yourself with the natural flow of events, responding skillfully and spontaneously without forcing things. Embrace the dance, even when the music seems discordant. You can look to those who have successfully navigated periods of immense change. Think of Viktor Frankl, who found meaning and purpose even in the face of unimaginable suffering in Nazi concentration camps. He chose acceptance and found a way to thrive despite his circumstances, showing us what is possible. Coupled with acceptance is the practice of detaching from specific outcomes. How often do we find ourselves clinging tightly to a particular vision of the future, only to be disappointed when things don't go according to plan? This attachment to outcomes is a major source of anxiety and fear. Remember the Buddhist teaching on impermanence. Everything changes, everything is in flux. By detaching from specific results, we free ourselves to adapt to new possibilities and find joy in the present moment, regardless of what the future holds. Consider your own life. Perhaps you've poured your heart and soul into a career aspiration only to face setbacks or unexpected changes in your industry. Or maybe you've invested deeply in a personal relationship that ultimately ended. By detaching from the specific outcome, the promotion, the lifelong partnership, you can open yourself up to new opportunities and discover that even in loss, there is growth. Practice non-attachment by regularly reminding yourself that you are not your job, you are not your relationships, you are not your possessions. Your worth lies in your being, not in your achievements or affiliations. To truly navigate the storm, you must cultivate inner peace. The outside world may be in turmoil, but your inner world can be a sanctuary of calm. Develop daily practices that nourish your soul and center your being. Meditation is a powerful tool for quieting the mind and connecting with your inner stillness. Even just a few minutes of daily meditation can make a profound difference in your ability to manage stress and maintain perspective. Spend time in nature, immersing yourself in the beauty and tranquility of the natural world. The earth has a grounding effect, helping to calm the nervous system and restore balance. Find a sacred space for yourself, a place where you can retreat to for quiet reflection and rejuvenation. This could be a corner of your home, a nearby park, or any place where you feel a sense of peace and connection. And when feeling overwhelmed, take a few deep breaths, inhaling slowly and exhaling fully. This simple act can calm your nervous system and bring you back to the present moment. Try box breathing. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, and repeat. As you cultivate inner peace and acceptance, you'll naturally begin to shift from a victim mentality to a creator mentality. you'll start to recognize that you are not simply a passive recipient of fate, but an active participant in shaping your reality. Are you ready to step into your power as a conscious creator? The law of attraction states that like attracts like, that your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create your reality. By focusing on positive possibilities, you can attract positive outcomes into your life. However, this is not just about wishful thinking. It's about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desired outcomes. Visualize your ideal future, seeing yourself living the life you desire. Feel the emotions associated with that reality as if it were already here. Take concrete steps towards your goals, even if they seem small at first. Imagine yourself stepping into a positive future. See your life as a success. Feel the joy of these successes. How would you act if you had already achieved your goals? To manifest this new reality, you must define your vision for the future, both individually and collectively. What kind of world do you want to live in? What values do you want to embody? Envision a world that is more just, sustainable, and harmonious. What does that look like? What does that feel like? Clarify your values by asking yourself what is most important to you in life. Is it freedom, connection, creativity, service? Once you know your values, you can start making choices that align with them. Create a vision board, a collage of images and words that represent your ideal future. Place it in a prominent location where you can see it every day. Use visualization techniques to bring your vision to life in your mind's eye. Close your eyes and imagine yourself living the life you desire. Feel the emotions of joy, gratitude, and fulfillment. The clearer and more vivid your vision, the more likely you are to manifest it. Once you have defined your vision, use affirmations and intentions to program your subconscious mind with positive beliefs and expectations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly, reinforcing your desired reality. Intentions are clear declarations of what you intend to create. Choose language that is positive, empowering, and aligned with your values. Instead of saying, "I want to be healthy," say, "I am healthy and vibrant." Instead of saying, "I want to be wealthy," say, "I am abundant and prosperous." Use affirmations and intentions when you're experiencing negative thoughts. Replace the negative thought with a positive affirmation. If you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," counter it with, "I am capable and worthy." Remember that your words have power. Use them wisely to create the reality you desire. But it's not enough to just think positive thoughts. You must also cultivate heart coherence. The heart is not just a pump, it's a powerful center of intelligence that influences your thoughts, emotions, and overall well-being. Research from the HeartMath Institute has shown that when your heart is coherent, your brain functions more optimally, your immune system is stronger, and you experience greater emotional stability. The heart communicates with the brain through neurological, hormonal, biophysical, and energetic pathways. When your heart is coherent, these pathways are synchronized, creating a state of harmony within your body and mind. Visuals showing the effect of heart coherence would show a wave pattern that is smooth versus erratic. Cultivating heart coherence involves focusing on positive emotions such as gratitude, love, and compassion. Practice gratitude by taking time each day to appreciate the good things in your life. Keep a gratitude journal, write thank you notes, or simply express your appreciation to others. Engage in loving-kindness meditation, sending feelings of love and compassion to yourself and others. Visualize yourself surrounded by loving energy, and then extend that energy to your loved ones, your community, and the world. Even focusing on these feelings for a few moments each day can have a profound impact on your heart coherence and your overall well-being. As you cultivate heart coherence within yourself, consider the potential for collective heart coherence to positively influence the collective consciousness. The Maharishi effect refers to studies showing how group meditation can reduce crime rates and improve social conditions in surrounding areas. When a critical mass of people come together in a state of heart coherence, they can create a powerful field of positive energy that influences the environment around them. Join group meditations, participate in community service projects, and connect with others who share your vision for a better world. By working together, you can amplify your positive impact and create a ripple effect of change. To fully activate your potential, consistently employ tools and techniques that enhance your self-awareness, emotional regulation, and overall well-being. As highlighted earlier, meditation and mindfulness serve as cornerstones for this journey. Carving out even a few minutes each day for focused meditation allows you to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment, fostering a deeper understanding of your inner landscape. Engage in a short guided meditation, focusing on your breath and body sensations. As you sit quietly, notice the rise and fall of your chest, the gentle flow of air through your nostrils, and the subtle sensations in your body. If your mind wanders, gently redirect your attention back to your breath. The cumulative effects of consistent meditation and mindfulness practices extend far beyond the meditation cushion, permeating your daily life with increased presence and clarity. Breathwork and energy work provide further avenues for releasing emotional blockages, clearing energy pathways, and enhancing vitality. Specific breathwork techniques, such as alternate nostril breathing or diaphragmatic breathing, can calm the nervous system, reduce anxiety, and increase energy levels. Explore practices such as Qigong or Tai Chi, which involve gentle movements, focused breathing, and mindful awareness to cultivate and balance your body's energy. These practices help to dissolve energetic stagnation, promote circulation, and restore harmony within your being. By incorporating breathwork and energy work into your routine, you can tap into your body's innate healing abilities and unlock your full potential. Don't underestimate the importance of connecting with nature and grounding yourself to the earth. Spending time in natural environments, such as forests, parks, or beaches, has a restorative effect on your mind, body, and spirit. The science of grounding, also known as earthing, suggests that direct contact with the Earth's surface allows you to absorb free electrons, which can reduce inflammation, improve sleep, and boost your immune system. Walk barefoot on the grass, swim in the ocean, or simply sit under a tree and breathe in the fresh air. As you reconnect with the natural world, you'll find yourself feeling more grounded, centered, and alive. We've spoken of choices, beliefs, and actions, but what dictates which of these come to pass? We return to the concept of quantum reality. Remember that the act of observation influences reality at the subatomic level. The double-slit experiment demonstrates how particles behave differently depending on whether they are being observed. When not observed, electrons act like waves, existing in a state of superposition, where they can be in multiple places at once. However, when observed, they collapse into particles, occupying a single, definite location. New findings in quantum biology suggest that these quantum effects may play a significant role in biological processes, influencing everything from photosynthesis to enzyme activity. This leads to the profound realization that reality may be a projection of consciousness. The holographic universe theory suggests that the universe is a vast hologram, with information encoded on a two-dimensional surface and projected into 3 dimensions. Your brain acts as a receiver, interpreting the information and creating your individual experience of reality. If reality is a projection, then your inner beliefs, emotions, and expectations are shaping the world around you. This aligns with the idea that we may be living in a simulation, where the external world is a reflection of our collective consciousness. Are you willing to accept the possibility that your reality is not fixed, but malleable, and that you have the power to shape it through your consciousness? If your thoughts and intentions shape your world, how do you create a new and better one? Taking responsibility for shaping your reality requires consciously directing your attention, focusing on positive possibilities, and aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desired outcomes. Pay attention to where you're directing your energy. What are you focusing on each day? Are you dwelling on negative news stories and fearful predictions, or are you focusing on positive solutions and hopeful visions? Practice directing your attention towards what you want to create, rather than what you want to avoid. Think about the future with excitement and positive expectations. See yourself living in a world that is more just, sustainable, and harmonious. Feel the joy, gratitude, and fulfillment that come with that reality. The more you focus on positive possibilities, the more likely you are to attract them into your life. To truly build a new earth, focus on conscious communities and ethical businesses. Creating and supporting conscious communities provides a sense of belonging, purpose, and shared vision. Explore eco-villages and intentional communities, where people live in harmony with nature and each other. These communities often prioritize sustainability, collaboration, and spiritual growth. They offer a model for how to live in a more conscious and connected way. Even online groups can create synergy for global healing by connecting like-minded individuals and amplifying their collective intention. Supporting ethical and sustainable businesses sends a powerful message to the marketplace. Seek out B corporations and businesses with strong social and environmental missions. Examine a company's mission and values before buying their product, ensuring that they align with your own. When businesses prioritize people and planet over profit, they contribute to a more just and equitable world. Support businesses that are transparent, accountable, and committed to making a positive impact. Finally, the most impactful change comes through collaborative solutions. Solving global challenges requires collaboration and co-creation. Explore projects that use open source and collaborative models, such as citizen science initiatives or communal development projects. These models empower individuals to contribute their skills and knowledge to create positive change. Showcase stories of groups of people who have solved larger-scale problems by working together, demonstrating the power of collective action. When people come together with a shared purpose, they can achieve extraordinary things. But how are these collaborations initiated and sustained? Too often, they are undermined by a subtle yet pervasive force: fear. What if the most significant barrier to creating a new Earth isn't a lack of resources or technology, but the insidious grip of fear on the human psyche? How has fear been subtly, and not so subtly, used to manipulate and control the masses throughout this time loop? And how can we finally break free from its chains? Consider, for a moment, how frequently fear dominates our daily narratives. Turn on the news, and you're bombarded with stories of crime, disease, economic instability, and political unrest. While some of these issues are real and require attention, the constant barrage of negativity can create a sense of overwhelm and helplessness, making us more susceptible to manipulation. It's no secret that fear activates the amygdala, the brain's emotional center, which can hijack the prefrontal cortex, impairing our ability to think rationally and make sound decisions. How often have you made choices out of fear, only to regret them later? Perhaps you stayed in a dead-end job because you were afraid of the uncertainty of finding something new, or maybe you avoided expressing your true feelings in a relationship for fear of rejection. Deconstructing fear-based narratives is essential for reclaiming your power. Start by questioning the assumptions that underlie these narratives. Are they based on solid evidence, or are they simply opinions or biases presented as facts? Be wary of logical fallacies, such as the appeal to fear, which attempts to manipulate you by instilling anxiety, or the false dilemma, which presents only two options when there may be many others. Think of political campaigns that rely on fear-mongering tactics, painting a bleak picture of the future if their opponent wins. Or consider media outlets that sensationalize stories to attract viewers, often exaggerating the risks and downplaying the potential for positive outcomes. These tactics are designed to keep you in a state of fear, making you more likely to accept their narrative and support their agenda. How can you spot these manipulation tactics in your own life and in the world around you? The key lies in transforming fear into empowerment. One way to do this is to reframe your negative thoughts. Instead of dwelling on what could go wrong, focus on what could go right. Cultivate self-compassion, treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. When you're feeling fearful, acknowledge your emotions without judgment and remind yourself that it's okay to feel afraid. Try the Sedona method, a powerful technique that involves asking yourself a series of questions to release limiting beliefs and emotions. Ask yourself, could I let this feeling go? Would I let it go? When? The answers may surprise you, and take action to address the root causes of your fears. If you're afraid of financial instability, create a budget, start saving, or explore new income streams. If you're afraid of loneliness, reach out to friends, join a community group, or volunteer your time. By taking proactive steps, you can transform your fear into a catalyst for growth and empowerment. And what if this extends to our very biology? What if our DNA itself holds untapped potential, waiting to be activated? The conventional understanding of genetics focuses on DNA as a blueprint for physical traits, but emerging theories suggest that it may also act as a bioantenna, capable of receiving and transmitting information from the quantum field. This may sound like science fiction, but research suggests that DNA can be influenced by thoughts, emotions, and intentions, blurring the lines between biology and consciousness. Think of the theory of morphic resonance, which proposes that fields of information connect all things of a similar nature, suggesting that our DNA may be interconnected in ways we don't yet fully understand. Is it possible to tap into this interconnectedness and unlock dormant potentials within our DNA? Various techniques are being explored for activating dormant DNA, each offering a unique approach to unlocking our hidden potential. Sound healing utilizes specific frequencies to resonate with DNA's natural structure, potentially stimulating cellular regeneration and enhancing immune function. Some researchers claim that specific solfeggio frequencies, such as 528 Hz, known as the love frequency, have healing and DNA activating properties. Light therapy uses different wavelengths of light to stimulate cellular processes and promote healing. Imagine a future where these therapies are used to enhance our physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. While these techniques are based on emerging theories and anecdotal evidence, they offer a glimpse into the possibilities of a future where we can consciously influence our genetic expression. Exploring your genetic heritage and connecting with your ancestors can also be a powerful way to reclaim your potential. Genealogical research can provide valuable insights into your family history, revealing patterns, strengths, and challenges that have been passed down through generations. Understanding your ancestral lineage can help you to connect with a deeper sense of identity and purpose. Consider the healing benefits of exploring your family stories, uncovering hidden talents, and resolving unresolved issues. Our ancestors are a source of wisdom, strength, and resilience. By honoring them and learning from their experiences, we can tap into a vast reservoir of potential within ourselves. Perhaps you'll discover a long line of artists, healers, or entrepreneurs, revealing hidden talents that lie dormant within you. By recognizing and embracing your genetic heritage, you can unlock new levels of creativity, innovation, and fulfillment. This then circles back to the intentions we set and the immense impact they may have. How does intention act as a quantum force, shaping our reality at the most fundamental level? Remember the double-slit experiment, a cornerstone of quantum physics that demonstrates how the act of observation influences the behavior of particles. When particles are not observed, they exist in a state of superposition, meaning they can be in multiple places at once. However, when observed, they collapse into a single, definite location. Some physicists propose that intention acts as the observer, collapsing the wave function and manifesting a particular reality. Numerous studies have explored the power of prayer and positive affirmations, suggesting that focused intention can influence everything from physical healing to athletic performance. If our intentions have such a profound impact on the quantum realm, How can we harness this power to create the life we desire? Clarifying your intentions is the first step towards harnessing their quantum power. This involves identifying your core values, uncovering any limiting beliefs that may be sabotaging your efforts, and aligning your intentions with the highest good. Take time to reflect on what truly matters to you in life. What values do you want to embody? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? Once you've clarified your values, examine your beliefs about yourself and the world. Are there any limiting beliefs that are holding you back? Perhaps you believe that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve success, or that the world is a dangerous place. Challenge these beliefs and replace them with positive affirmations, and ensure that your intentions are aligned with the highest good, considering the impact they will have on yourself, others, and the planet. Are you seeking to create something that will benefit all, or are you simply focused on your own personal gain? With clarified intentions, a range of manifestation techniques can be used. Visualization involves creating a vivid mental image of your desired outcome, engaging all of your senses to make it feel as real as possible. Imagine yourself living the life you desire, seeing the sights, hearing the sounds, smelling the aromas, tasting the flavors, and feeling the emotions associated with that reality. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly, reinforcing your desired outcome in your subconscious mind. Choose language that is positive, empowering, and aligned with your values. Scripting involves writing a future story in the present tense, describing your desired outcome as if it has already happened. Include as many details as possible, focusing on the emotions and sensations you would experience. And finally, practice gratitude, taking time each day to appreciate the good things in your life, both big and small. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, opening you up to receive even more abundance. Stepping back again, how do these practices change our perceptions of something as fundamental as time itself? Is time truly a linear progression, or is it something far more fluid and malleable? Einstein's theory of relativity challenges our conventional understanding of time, suggesting that it is relative to the observer and can be influenced by gravity and velocity. The faster you move, the slower time passes for you relative to a stationary observer. This may seem counterintuitive, but it has been experimentally verified. Furthermore, quantum physics suggests that time may not even exist at the most fundamental level of reality. Some physicists propose that time is an emergent property, arising from the interactions of particles and fields. Consider the experience of déjà vu, where you feel like you've already experienced a particular event or situation. Or think of precognitive dreams, where you dream about something that later comes true. These experiences suggest that our consciousness may be able to access information from the past or future, blurring the lines of linear time. These experiences might suggest that conscious time travel is theoretically possible, that it may be possible to access past or future events through altered states of consciousness, meditation, or other techniques. Lucid dreaming, where you become aware that you're dreaming and can consciously control your dream environment, offers a potential avenue for exploring different time periods. In a lucid dream, you could consciously travel to the past or future, interacting with historical figures or experiencing potential future scenarios. Remote viewing experiments, where individuals attempt to access information about distant locations or events, have also yielded intriguing results, suggesting that consciousness may not be limited by space or time. It would be irresponsible to ignore the ethical implications of conscious time travel. What responsibility do we have to use this ability wisely? If it's possible to alter the past, what responsibility do we have to avoid creating paradoxes or unintended consequences? The grandfather paradox is a classic example of the potential dangers of altering past events. What would happen if you traveled back in time and prevented your own grandparents from meeting, thus preventing your own birth? Would you simply cease to exist, or would the universe find a way to resolve the paradox? Perhaps time travel is not about changing the past, but about healing past traumas or gaining insights into current challenges. By understanding the past more fully, we can make more informed choices in the present, shaping a more positive future. And again, we arrive at February 2025, the event horizon. What outcomes may arise after that date, depending on humanity's collective choices and actions? Rather than focusing on predictions, it may be more helpful to explore the potential outcomes that could emerge after February 2025, depending on the choices we make today. The concept of emergence suggests that complex systems can give rise to unpredictable outcomes, making it impossible to know exactly what the future holds. However, we can influence the direction in which the system evolves. Will we choose a path of collapse, characterized by environmental degradation, social unrest, and economic instability? Or will we choose a path of transformation, characterized by sustainability, justice, and harmony? Developing skills for self-sufficiency, such as gardening, first aid, and basic survival techniques, can provide a sense of security and resilience in the face of uncertainty. To navigate the unknown, build strong social networks and support systems, connecting with like-minded individuals who share your values and vision for the future. The more interconnected we are, the more resilient we become, and we can choose to embrace the potential for a new Earth. Visions of decentralized governance and communitized systems could guide our choices, but what steps must we take to make those visions a reality? How can we actively participate in the creation of a more just, sustainable, and harmonious world? What actions can you take today to contribute to this positive transformation? Are you actively participating in creating a more just, sustainable, and harmonious world? Or are you still clinging to the familiar, even if that familiarity is steeped in limitation? This brings us back to the question we posed at the beginning. Are we living in a pre-programmed reality, a simulation of sorts, and is that simulation nearing its end? Perhaps the concept of an ancient time loop is merely a different lens through which to view the controlled nature of our perceived reality, a cosmic echo chamber designed to keep us recycling the same experiences, perpetuating the same patterns. Think of the movie, The Matrix, where humanity is unknowingly trapped in a computer-generated dream world, their energy being harvested by sentient machines. Is this simply science fiction, or a metaphor for the subtle ways in which our own consciousness might be manipulated? Is the time loop itself a form of such manipulation? Of course, the simulation hypothesis is not without its detractors. Some argue that it's an unfalsifiable proposition, impossible to prove or disprove, and therefore not a worthwhile avenue of inquiry. Others point to the complexity and beauty of the natural world as evidence against a simulated origin, arguing that no computer program could ever replicate such intricate detail. Yet, the question persists. What if our perceptions of reality are fundamentally limited, filtered through a lens of assumptions and beliefs that prevent us from seeing the bigger picture? And what if our capacity to question the nature of our reality is the very key to transcending those limitations? Are we, in essence, prisoners of our own perceptions, or do we possess the potential to break free and create a reality of our own design? To better understand this, we need to explore the nature of reality itself from a multitude of perspectives. From the realm of quantum physics, we encounter mind-bending concepts like quantum entanglement, where two particles become linked in such a way that they share the same fate, regardless of the distance separating them. Change the state of one particle, and the other instantly changes as well, seemingly defying the laws of space and time. Then there's the holographic universe theory, which proposes that the three-dimensional reality we experience is actually a projection from a two-dimensional surface, much like a hologram. These theories suggest that reality is not as solid and fixed as we perceive it to be, but rather a fluid and interconnected web of energy and information. Ancient spiritual traditions echo this sentiment, describing reality as Maya, an illusion, or a dream. The Hindu concept of Leela speaks of the universe as a divine play, a cosmic dance of consciousness in which we are all both actors and observers. Are these disparate perspectives converging on a deeper truth about the nature of reality, a truth that holds the key to unlocking our potential and escaping the perceived limitations of the time loop? If reality is indeed a simulation, then the time loop could be viewed as a program designed to recycle experiences, limit our growth, and maintain control over our consciousness. The controllers, whoever or whatever they may be, would benefit from keeping us trapped in a state of ignorance and fear, preventing us from realizing our true potential. Conversely, the simulation and the time loop could be a tool for learning and evolution, providing us with opportunities to face challenges, overcome obstacles, and grow in wisdom and compassion. Like a video game, the simulation might offer different levels of difficulty, each designed to test our skills and push us to our limits. What if February 2025 is simply a level-up point, a moment when we have the opportunity to advance to the next stage of our evolution, but only if we've learned the lessons of the previous levels? Regardless of its ultimate purpose, awareness is the first and most crucial step to escaping the program of the time loop. You cannot change what you are not aware of. Cultivate self-awareness through practices like meditation, mindfulness, and journaling. Question your assumptions, challenge your limiting beliefs, and be willing to entertain new perspectives, even if they challenge your deeply held convictions. Consider how often we operate on autopilot, blindly accepting the narratives that are presented to us by the media, our families, and society at large. By becoming more conscious of our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, we can begin to identify the patterns that are keeping us trapped in the loop. And how do we rewrite the very code of our being? You see, your subconscious mind is like the operating system of your personal reality, the programming that dictates your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. It's formed through years of conditioning, experiences, and beliefs, often operating beneath the level of conscious awareness. To escape the time loop, you must reprogram your subconscious mind, replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Techniques such as affirmations, visualization, and hypnotherapy can be powerful tools for reprogramming the subconscious. Affirmations involve repeating positive statements to yourself regularly, such as, "I am worthy of love and abundance," or "I am capable of achieving my goals." Visualization involves creating a vivid mental image of your desired future, immersing yourself in the sights, sounds, and emotions of that reality. Hypnotherapy involves entering a relaxed state of consciousness where you are more receptive to suggestion, allowing you to bypass your critical mind and directly access your subconscious. What limiting beliefs are you ready to release, and what empowering beliefs will you choose to embrace instead? Once you begin to clear the limiting beliefs, you can consciously create new timelines for yourselves and for humanity. This involves consciously directing your attention, focusing on positive possibilities, and aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desired outcomes. The power of intention is paramount here. What world do you want to create? Start by envisioning it in vivid detail. What does it look like? How does it feel? What values are upheld? Then, take action in alignment with that vision. Support ethical businesses, engage in sustainable practices, and treat others with kindness and compassion. Remember, every thought, every word, and every action has a ripple effect, contributing to the collective consciousness that shapes our reality. By consciously creating new timelines, we become active participants in the evolution of humanity, breaking free from the constraints of the time loop and co-creating a more positive future. But what if there are forces actively working against our liberation? What if there are puppet masters pulling the strings, manipulating events from behind the scenes? This leads us to the controversial concept of the archons. Drawn from Gnostic texts and other esoteric sources, the archons are described as potentially malevolent entities who seek to keep humanity enslaved in a cycle of ignorance and suffering. Now, it's important to emphasize the speculative nature of this information. Presenting this is not about promoting fear or paranoia, but about exploring different perspectives and encouraging critical thinking. The Gnostic texts depict the archons as beings who feed off human suffering, using fear, division, and manipulation to maintain their control. They are said to be masters of deception, disguising themselves in various forms to trick and mislead humanity. The concept of the archons shares similarities with other historical and mythological concepts, such as the demons of various religions, the jinn of Islamic lore, or even the alien overlords depicted in science fiction. These concepts may represent different interpretations of the same underlying force. The tendency towards darkness, control, and oppression that exists within the human psyche and within the structures of society. If the archons are real, how are they influencing human behavior and societal structures? Perhaps they are the force behind the rise of materialism, the spread of fear-based propaganda, or the suppression of knowledge and spiritual wisdom. Are they the ones whispering doubts into our minds, encouraging us to give up on our dreams and conform to the status quo? What strategies can we employ to overcome this potential archon control? Cultivating inner strength, connecting with one's true self, and aligning with divine principles. This involves developing spiritual resilience, the ability to withstand challenges and maintain your faith in the face of adversity. Throughout history, countless spiritual leaders have emerged to guide humanity through periods of darkness and oppression, offering messages of hope, love, and liberation. Their stories serve as a reminder that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, the human spirit has the power to triumph. Connecting with your inner source of wisdom and guidance and practicing compassion. This brings us to the vision of a fifth world, a potential future for humanity beyond the confines of the time loop. As we actively work to overcome the archon's grasp, we can step out of darkness and into the light of a new beginning. The Hopi prophecy speaks of a series of worlds, each representing a stage in human evolution. The fourth world, which we are currently in, is characterized by materialism, technology, and a disconnection from nature. The fifth world, in contrast, is a world of peace, harmony, and conscious evolution, where humanity lives in balance with the earth and with each other. What will define the characteristics of this fifth world? Sustainable living, conscious governance, technological advancements serving humanity, and a deep connection with nature. Imagine systems with localized control and community ownership, where decisions are made collectively and resources are shared equitably. Picture a society where technology empowers individuals to connect and create, rather than to be controlled and manipulated. Envision a world where nature is revered and protected, where humanity recognizes its interconnectedness with all living things. How can we begin to create the fifth world right now in our own lives and communities? We can start by embodying the values and principles of this new paradigm, choosing to support ethical businesses and sustainable practices, practicing kindness and empathy in our daily interactions, and advocating for policies that promote justice and equality. We can also cultivate our own inner peace and resilience through practices like meditation, yoga, and spending time in nature. By becoming living examples of the fifth world, we inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of positive change that spreads throughout the world. Ultimately, the significance of February 2025 is not as a fixed point in time, but as a catalyst for potential change, a moment of intensified energies and opportunities. The choices we make in the coming months and years will have a compounding effect on humanity, shaping the course of our collective destiny. During this period, it's vital to stay in integrity, aligning our actions with our values, and remaining true to our inner compass. Will we succumb to fear, division, and despair, or will we rise to the occasion and embrace the potential for a more positive future? You see, February 2025 is a choice point, a fork in the road between fear and love, between remaining trapped in the old paradigm and embracing a new, more positive future. The current system is rooted in scarcity and fear, perpetuating a cycle of competition and conflict. But the new world can be built on abundance, collaboration, and compassion. By cultivating heart coherence, aligning our thoughts, emotions, and intentions with love and compassion, we can tap into a powerful force for transformation. When the heart and mind are in alignment, we unlock our full potential to create a more harmonious and fulfilling world. The time has come to choose ascension, to embrace the opportunity for growth and transformation, and to actively participate in creating a more conscious and compassionate world. This involves actively pursuing your passions, living your truth, and sharing your gifts with the world. When you align with your unique purpose, you tap into a source of energy and inspiration that can fuel your journey and empower you to overcome any obstacle. The impact of choosing positivity, focusing on solutions rather than problems, and radiating love and compassion into the world. As we choose to ascend and embrace our opportunity for growth and transformation, the importance of anchoring our energy becomes paramount. During times of intense energetic shifts and heightened uncertainty, grounding is not merely a helpful practice, but a vital necessity. So, what does it mean to be grounded, and why is it so crucial right now? Think of grounding as plugging back into the source, reconnecting to the Earth's electromagnetic field, drawing upon its inherent stability and balance. Our modern lifestyles, often spent indoors, disconnected from nature, and surrounded by electromagnetic frequencies, disrupt this natural connection. Consider how often we walk on concrete, wear rubber-soled shoes, and spend hours staring at screens, effectively insulating ourselves from the Earth's energy. This disconnection can leave us feeling scattered, anxious, and vulnerable to the disorienting effects of the time loop and the chaotic events unfolding around us. What simple steps can you take to re-establish that connection? One of the easiest and most effective grounding exercises is simply walking barefoot on grass or sand. Feel the earth beneath your feet, sense its solidity and stability, and allow that energy to flow up through your body. You can also visualize roots extending from the soles of your feet, anchoring you deeply into the earth, drawing up its nourishing energy and releasing any tension or negativity. Or engage in mindful breathing exercises, focusing your attention on your lower body, feeling your abdomen rise and fall with each breath, bringing your awareness back to the present moment. Imagine roots extending from your root chakra down into the Earth's core, drawing up vital life force energy. What shifts do you notice in your energy when you incorporate these simple practices into your day? Can you feel the subtle yet profound difference in your sense of stability and presence? For those seeking a deeper connection to the Earth's energy, more advanced grounding techniques can prove invaluable. Consider forest bathing, also known as Shinrin-yoku, the Japanese practice of immersing yourself in the atmosphere of the forest, mindfully engaging with all your senses, breathing in the fresh air, listening to the sounds of nature, and feeling the textures of the trees and plants. Or try using earthing mats, which are conductive mats that connect you to the Earth's electrical charge while you're indoors. Certain yoga poses, such as mountain pose, tree pose, and child's pose, can also promote grounding by strengthening your connection to the Earth and bringing awareness to your physical body. Imagine yourself living off-grid, intimately connected with nature, attuned to the rhythms of the Earth, and drawing your sustenance directly from the land. What deeper levels of grounding might you achieve by embracing a more nature-connected lifestyle? What can you start doing now to connect more deeply with the Earth? Beyond grounding our physical bodies, we must also cultivate inner resilience, the ability to not just survive, but thrive in uncertain times. Resilience is not merely about enduring hardship, but about adapting, bouncing back from adversity, and learning from challenges. Consider the bamboo tree, which bends in the wind but does not break, or the lotus flower, which emerges from muddy waters to bloom in pristine beauty. These are symbols of resilience, of the ability to find strength and beauty even in the face of adversity. In the context of the shift and the potential ending of the time loop, resilience becomes key to navigating the unknown and breaking free from the victim mentality that the loop often promotes. How can you begin to cultivate this essential quality within yourself? One of the most powerful tools for building resilience is cultivating a growth mindset, the belief that your abilities and intelligence are not fixed, but can be developed through dedication and hard work. Contrast this with a fixed mindset, which assumes that your talents are innate and unchangeable. Someone with a fixed mindset might avoid challenges, fearing failure and judgment, while someone with a growth mindset embraces challenges as opportunities for learning and growth. By reframing negative thoughts, challenging limiting beliefs, and focusing on progress rather than perfection, we can cultivate a growth mindset and unlock our potential for resilience. What negative thoughts or limiting beliefs are holding you back from embracing challenges? How can you reframe those thoughts and cultivate a more empowering perspective? In addition to cultivating a growth mindset, developing emotional regulation skills is also crucial for building resilience. This involves learning to manage stress, regulate emotions, and maintain emotional equilibrium, even in the face of difficult circumstances. Mindfulness meditation, deep breathing exercises, and cognitive reframing techniques can all be powerful tools for emotional regulation. For example, when you feel overwhelmed by stress, take a few deep breaths, focusing on the sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body. Or, when you find yourself caught in a negative thought pattern, challenge the validity of those thoughts, asking yourself if there is another way to interpret the situation. Each technique helps to keep you in the present moment, reducing the impact of past traumas or future anxieties. What practical tools can you incorporate into your daily routine to enhance your emotional regulation skills? And as you strengthen your inner resilience, consider creating a sacred space, a personal sanctuary dedicated to relaxation, reflection, and spiritual practice. This space provides refuge from the chaos and negativity of the external world, a place where you can reconnect with your inner self and recharge your batteries. Consider how ancient civilizations used sacred spaces, such as temples, shrines, and groves, for ritual, healing, and connecting with the divine. These spaces were imbued with intention and energy, creating a powerful field for transformation and transcendence. How can you create a similar space in your own home? What kind of energy would you like to cultivate there? When designing your sacred space, consider incorporating elements of nature, such as plants, stones, or water features. Use calming colors and textures, such as soft fabrics, natural wood, and earth tones. Add meaningful objects, such as crystals, candles, or artwork that inspire and uplift you. The goal is to create a space that feels safe, comfortable, and conducive to inner peace. The use of aromatherapy, with calming scents like lavender or chamomile, can further enhance the soothing and uplifting atmosphere. How can you transform a room or even a small corner of your home into a personal sanctuary that nurtures your soul? Once you've created your sacred space, make a point of using it regularly for meditation, visualization, journaling, or other spiritual practices. Developing a daily ritual, such as lighting a candle, reciting an affirmation, or simply sitting in silence, can help you to connect with your inner self and cultivate a sense of presence. Use your sacred space as a catalyst for breaking free from the limitations of the time loop, envisioning a more positive future, and aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with that vision. What daily rituals can you incorporate into your use of your sacred space to amplify its transformative power? How can this sanctuary help you break free from the loop's constraints? As you create this inner sanctuary, consider the power of your words and how mindful communication can shape not only your personal reality, but also the collective reality around you. Your words possess a unique power, capable of building up or tearing down, of inspiring hope or instilling fear. Consider the phrase, "Words are spells, use them wisely." Careless or negative speech can perpetuate harmful patterns, reinforcing the limitations of the time loop, while mindful communication can create positive change, fostering understanding, compassion, and collaboration. How conscious are you of the words you use, both to yourself and to others? Are you using your words to create the reality you desire? One powerful tool for mindful communication is the practice of non-violent communication, NVC, a communication style that emphasizes empathy, honesty, and clarity. NVC involves expressing your needs and feelings without blaming or criticizing others, focusing instead on your own experience and seeking to understand the other person's perspective. Instead of saying, "You always interrupt me," you might say, "I feel frustrated when I'm interrupted because I need to be heard." This approach fosters connection and understanding rather than defensiveness and conflict. How can you use the principles of NVC to navigate conflict in your own relationships? Ultimately, speaking your truth authentically, with courage and integrity, even when it's difficult or unpopular, is essential for breaking free from the time loop and creating a more conscious world. Share examples of individuals who have spoken their truth and inspired positive change, from activists fighting for social justice to artists challenging conventional norms. Highlight the importance of setting boundaries, clearly communicating your needs and limits to others, and refusing to compromise your values. How can you find the courage to speak your truth, even when it feels risky or uncomfortable? What steps can you take to align your words with your actions and live with greater authenticity? The way you spend your money reflects what you value. It is time to become a conscious consumer, aware of the ethical and environmental implications of your purchases. It is time for conscious consumption. The wasteful consumption often feeds the negative effects of the time loop, perpetuating a cycle of exploitation and environmental degradation. Shopping locally, supporting businesses committed to sustainability, and minimizing your waste can all contribute to a more positive and harmonious world. How can you vote with your dollars, supporting businesses that align with your values, and contributing to a more ethical and sustainable economy? By researching company values, looking for certifications like B Corp, and supporting local and independent businesses, you can make informed choices that promote positive change. Seek out companies committed to environmental protection, fair labor practices, and community development, supporting their efforts to create a more just and sustainable world. How can you become a more discerning consumer, using your purchasing power to support businesses that are making a positive impact? By reducing waste, embracing minimalism, and simplifying your lives, you can minimize your environmental footprint and free up your resources for more meaningful pursuits. Practice composting, recycling, and reducing your consumption of single-use plastics. Declutter your home, donate unwanted items, and focus on acquiring experiences rather than possessions. Minimalism is not about deprivation, but about intentionality, about freeing yourself from the burden of excessive material possessions and focusing on what truly matters: relationships, experiences, and personal growth. How can you simplify your life, reduce your waste, and embrace a more minimalist lifestyle? What positive impacts might this have on your finances and mental well-being? Beyond changing our individual habits, it's time to cultivate a sense of community, recognizing that we are stronger together than we are apart. Connection with others provides support, inspiration, and a sense of belonging, counteracting the isolation and division fostered by the time loop. Consider how intentional communities are forming to take responsibility for co-creating the new Earth, sharing resources, and supporting each other's growth. How can you find your tribe, connecting with like-minded individuals who share your values and vision? Joining local groups, attending workshops and events, and connecting online are all ways to find and connect with your community. Seek out individuals who inspire you, who challenge you to grow, and who share your commitment to creating a more positive world. Don't be afraid to reach out, to share your ideas, and to collaborate on projects that benefit your community. Building your tribe can involve creating a local coop for community building, working together to create shared resources and support each other's endeavors. How can you actively seek out and cultivate meaningful connections with others? What steps can you take to build a stronger sense of community in your local area? Finally, we need to think about how community contributes to the manifestation of abundance and conscious evolution. By connecting with like-minded individuals, you amplify your intentions, create synergistic opportunities, and collectively manifest a more positive future. Share your unique gifts and talents with your community, contributing your skills, knowledge, and passion to create positive change from the ground up. You can volunteer, mentor, or start a local project that addresses a specific need in your community. No matter how small your contribution may seem, it has a ripple effect, inspiring others and contributing to the collective effort to create a better world. So, as February 2025 approaches, what unique gifts can you offer to your community to help usher in a new era of conscious evolution? By grounding ourselves, building resilience, creating sacred spaces, communicating mindfully, consuming consciously, and building community, we can prepare ourselves for the shift and actively participate in co-creating the new earth. As you join with your tribe, sharing resources and talents to manifest abundance and spark conscious evolution, it's time for the final piece of this puzzle. Embracing uncertainty. Throughout this exploration, we've touched upon the potential existence of an ancient time loop, the significance of the February 2025 timeline, and the critical importance of awakening, transforming, and empowering ourselves. But a constant undercurrent has also emerged, uncertainty, and it is in embracing this very uncertainty that we truly find our strength. It's easy to seek certainty, to crave definitive answers in a world that often feels chaotic, but true growth lies in our capacity to navigate the unknown with courage and faith. Why is uncertainty so vital, and how can we shift our perception of it? Uncertainty, after all, serves as a catalyst for profound spiritual evolution. It compels us to relinquish our grip on control, to surrender to the flow of life, and to trust in a power greater than ourselves. Think of those moments in your life when you faced the greatest uncertainty. Weren't they often followed by periods of immense growth and transformation? The discomfort of not knowing forces us to look inward, to tap into our inner resources, and to cultivate resilience. February 2025, then, isn't an end date to fear, but a period of potentially intensified change, an invitation to embrace the unknown with open hearts and minds. How can you reframe your relationship with uncertainty, seeing it not as a threat, but as an opportunity? Consider that the fear of the unknown is in itself a programmed response, perhaps even a relic of the time loop attempting to keep us confined within its boundaries. By recognizing this fear for what it is, a construct, we can begin to dismantle its power. We can choose to see the void, that space of infinite possibilities, not as something to be dreaded, but as a blank canvas upon which we can create a new reality. By trusting your intuition, you can find a compass during times of uncertainty. Your inner knowing is always available, guiding you toward choices that align with your highest good. How can you sharpen your ability to discern between intuition and fear, recognizing the subtle cues of your body, the gut feelings, the heart coherence that signals truth? So as you walk this path, remember to incorporate sustained action steps into your daily life. Ground yourself daily through meditation, gratitude journaling, mindful movement, and time spent in nature. Connect with your communities, joining local groups, attending workshops, and engaging in online forums to share ideas and amplify your intentions. Pursue continuous learning through books, podcasts, workshops, and self-reflection, exercises to question your assumptions and expand your understanding. Remember, the point is not perfection, but consistent progress. How can you structure your days to intentionally cultivate these practices for empowerment? Let's now look at the final revelation regarding the purpose of the time loop. What if the time loop isn't a prison, but a cosmic classroom, designed to facilitate our learning, growth, and evolution? What if it's not about escaping, but about graduating, about mastering the lessons it presents and transcending its limitations? Imagine the time loop as a highly sophisticated simulation, crafted to present souls with specific challenges and opportunities for growth, an accelerated learning environment for spiritual evolution. Graduation, then, involves integrating those lessons, releasing attachments to ego and material possessions, and embodying the qualities of love, compassion, and wisdom. This graduation will lead to true sovereignty, freeing you from the constraints of outside control. Ultimately, even the concept of the time loop may be an illusion, a framework for understanding a reality that is ultimately beyond our comprehension. It is about holding all concepts lightly, including the ideas presented in this video, and remaining open to new possibilities and perspectives. Remember that the more we try to define reality, the more we limit it. So beyond February 2025, the adventure continues. This is not an end, but a new beginning, a new chapter in the path of awakening, transformation, and empowerment. Stay curious, explore new possibilities, and never stop learning and growing. Remember that your individual contribution matters, that every conscious choice, every act of kindness, and every step towards personal growth creates a ripple effect, contributing to a more positive future. Embrace your unique gifts and talents and use them to make a positive impact on the world. The journey is far from over. And on that note, I invite you to continue exploring these themes with me here on this channel. In future videos, we'll be delving deeper into advanced manifestation techniques, exploring the very nature of consciousness, and discussing how to build sustainable communities. What truly excites you, and what specific topics would you like to see covered in future videos? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to stay updated with new content. Remember, embrace your power, create your reality, and build a more positive future for yourself and for all of humanity. What will you create?